Kenny Mayne joining us
Live to the nation
on the program.
I thought of that coming in. You and Stuart Scott both had a funny way of making me giggle right before a show would start. You would always say "live to the nation" right before we're on the air, and it'd make you. And Stuart always said, "Let's get stupid," and each one had its own value for loosening an audience and your co-host.
Do you remember your first Sports Center?
Yeah, it was with Larry Beal. He was very gentle and guided me through. You're nervous as hell when the first one. I'm over there on ESPN 2 doing the Sports Smash, and then now and then, people needed a day. Brett Haber is off today, and here I come on. And Larry's a sweetheart. I mean, he guided me through. A little different than Kilborn, who's like, "Thanks for joining us from ESPN 2, Ken." And what are you, Paradise now? You're in charge of scheduling, like. You were good. You're a little bit Letterman-like, though. You don't, like, just now, you went away for 6 minutes. No hello before. Just come live to the nation when it's time. You don't want to get too close to the person you're interviewing.
No. I think it's easier that way. Sometimes you leave your best stuff, before you do the interview.
Yeah.
And although people might debate if we've left our best stuff before the interview during this interview. But even doing highlights, that, there were no guardrails. We basically got to the point where when Oberman and I were doing them, we mocked ourselves doing the highlights because we'd kind of run out of ways to be creative with highlights. And I think you even mocked our mocking of our highlights.
What I remember most about you is how quickly you were out of the building. Like, you're saying goodbye to the camera guy and the audio. Where's Dan? He's on the fire starter on his car. He's gone. He's done on the way to Stanford. He's halfway down Route 8. But no, you were great to work with. Somebody asked me just on one of my recent interviews, because remember, Keith left, and then they had this tryout thing for 3 months. It was all weird, and somehow they picked me out of a hat, and those were a couple good years.
Well, it was one of those that they put so much pressure on me because Oberman left, and they're like, all right. And everybody in the building thought I was picking who my co-host was. And I said, I'm going to do the show. You watch the show. Who do you want to see on the show? And I remember I didn't lose friendship, but I did lose. Some people were upset that maybe I didn't go to bat for them or they should have been in there. But I just said, hey, I didn't have anything to do with it, which I didn't. And I remember when I got a call, I was on a camping trip with my son, and then Norby Williamson said, hey, we're going to go with Kenny Mayne. I said, okay. I got to go back to helping my son get his swimming badge. So, I'll see you in a week. And that was it. I didn't want to get involved in it because I just thought, let management decide who they want in there instead of me trying to Bigfoot and say, you know who I want, because it didn't matter because you were following Keith, and whoever that was going to have a lot of pressure on them. And I don't know if you felt it, but that was certainly what I was trying to factor in here.
Thanks for picking me. So yeah, I mean, Norby must have got outvoted, right? It must have been Walsh and Vince, and I don't know what the committee. Steve Anderson was still there.
So Norby didn't like you?
I don't think he got me. I don't think he disliked me so much as he just thought I wasn't serious enough to convey the Giants rushing statistics that week or whatever. Like, I thought I didn't copy anybody, but I definitely modeled after what you guys did because you guys made it fun. That's Bill Patrick was good. All sorts of people. Bob Lee's sharp sense of humor, Charlie Steiner, on and on and on. And it was supposed to be fun. We always took the serious things seriously. If somebody, some serious matter, whatever it was. And the rest of it was just fun. You're supposed to have fun. The guys made a nice catch, say a silly line, say a home run call, whatever. Have fun. Still trying to have fun.